Hello everyone and welcome to this new pick a card reading. Today we are getting an uplifting message of support, spiritual guidance and kindness and love and compassion from the Mermaids. I have my new Mermaid deck laid out in front of you in 5 piles. I'm also going to be using the Messenger Oracle and also the Nature Speak Oracle for this reading because I wanted to bring in the elements of nature as well because we are working with elemental beings here. So we've got 5 piles to choose from, each with its own individual shell. So we've got pile 1 with the cowrie shell. Pile 2 has this beautiful shell. Please don't ask me what it is, I'm not sure. This is pile 3's shell. Pile 4. And these are all wild foraged by me, so no animals or sea creatures were harmed in the collection of these shells. And then pile 5 is this one. Oops, that's a very cute one. Make a good shell phone. Right, so go ahead and pick your pile and then go to the description where you'll find the timestamps for your reading. So, hello pile 3, let's... 3? No, this is pile 1. That's interesting because I know perfectly well this is pile 1. I haven't recorded any others, but the number 3 came out straight away. So hello pile 1. We have number 3 as our first message, which is very interesting because that is the divine blueprint. So let's take a look at our mermaid cards for you. We have move forwards, we have truth, and we have memories. So this could be literally about making a new plan for your life at the moment, maybe a new blueprint, a whole new blueprint for your life, because it feels like there is a need for change in your life, and it could be that some past memories are actually holding you back at the moment. There's a very wistful feeling here. Could be a past relationship or an existing one that's coming to an end. But I feel like you really see the truth of what everything is. I think you've really got a handle on what your truth is and what it actually is that you want from life at this point in time. And although it may not be easy, there's a huge amount of support coming through from this figure here. May also be worth tuning into Neptune, the god Neptune, to help you move forward. So you might be a Pisces. I'm getting that kind of vibe here. But it does feel very much like it's time for you to make some changes, some positive, life-affirming changes that help you, that will take you forwards, take you closer to your truth, to your goals, to your dreams, and the things that are really important to you, despite whatever's happened in the past. And there's certainly a sad feeling here about moving on from things that no longer serve you. So I don't think it's going to be the easiest time necessarily, pile 1, but look for that number 3 everywhere, because that 3 just shot out of my mouth. My guides do sometimes do that. They'll put words in my mouth and out they come without me expecting them. So number 3 energy is definitely at play here for you, which is helpful because 3 is all about new designs, new ideas, new creation. In tarot, it's the Empress. You know, it can be the birth of a child, birth of a new idea, the beginning of a project. It's a very exciting number. So I want you to feel positive and excited about the future rather than wistful and worried about the past, because I think you've got a really good handle on this. You have a lot of strength, I can see that, and it's time to move forwards to take more steps towards your dreams now. Now, do remember this is a group reading, so take the elements of this reading that resonate for you, take the ones that make sense and leave the bits that don't. So let's bring in some more cards. We have Love Without Condition on 26/8. We have Show That You Care. So there's a very loving, caring energy coming through here for you. I feel like you're a very loving, caring person, to be honest. And it does feel as though you really are the kind of person that doesn't want to hurt anybody. You might want to make positive change in your life, but you don't want anyone to suffer as a result. And I just want to say that sometimes it isn't possible to do things without other people being affected in ways that perhaps you would not wish. You know, some people are sometimes negatively affected by our decisions, or they perceive them as negative for them. You know, people don't like it when we change. People we consider friends or maybe family members perhaps don't like it when we change and when we grow and when we do things that are good for us. So do try to show compassion to the people around you, but don't let that hold you back. It feels very important that your compassion, your empathy, your care for others must not hold you back, okay? Sometimes it is important to be selfish and put yourself first, okay? I want you to be shellfish. I want you to be selfish. but selfish in a good way, putting your needs first, putting what is important to you first, so that you can walk your soul's path in this lifetime, do it properly, and not be held back by the whims of other people or the weaknesses of other people who are frightened and don't want you to outclass them, outgrow them. Perhaps they're afraid that you will leave them behind. Perhaps it's not convenient for them that you should grow or have your own life, your own hobbies, your own interests, or move away from them and no longer be there to be at their beck and call, or to support them. And you've got to remember that success as well very often isn't particularly well met by the people that we least expect it from. You know, our family, our friends, people we think care about us can react very badly to our success or to our opportunities. And there's a very good reason for that. Energetically, it's intimidating to them because it might be highlighting where they haven't pushed themselves, where they haven't succeeded, and they may not want you to succeed either because it makes them feel uncomfortable about the things that they haven't done. And it's a shame because the flip side of that is, you know, people can be inspired by your example. But the truth is, the majority of people won't be until they actually heal their own shadow, until they heal their own darkness. And that really is the truth of it. But I want you to ask yourself, where does the truth lie? Where does your truth lie in this whole situation? What is right for you? What is caring to you? How do you show love and care to yourself? How do you love yourself? Because I think that might be missing in some aspects of your life. So let's bring in our Nature Speak Oracle here. We have Redwood, Ancient Teachings, Mountain, Spiritual Quest, and we have Birch, Heal the Past. Wow, so it's really quite a powerful spiritual message coming in for you right now, Pile 1. Very powerful. It may be changes that you're making yourself on a spiritual level, which are taking you away from your old life, your old tribe. You may be finding a new tribe to hang out with, or you may be looking for like-minded people and not quite knowing where to find them at the moment. It does feel like you have been working on your own healing, and if you haven't, it's time to do that, absolutely, to work on your past, on your trauma, any hurts there, any unhealed pain and wounds, particularly from romantic relationships, I want to say, particularly from childhood, if there was a lack of care or lack of nurture for some reason, which wasn't necessarily anyone's fault, you know. Sometimes people just aren't there. Sometimes we lose a parent very early on in life, and that's nobody's fault. It is what it is. But it feels like a lot of wisdom and guidance is coming through for you with this very loving energy over here. And again, I want to talk about Neptune, so it'd be interesting to know where Neptune is in your birth chart and what it's doing right now. There could be a connection there, I feel, with your astrology. But it does look very much like you're in a time of spiritual learning, spiritual seeking as well, which is an incredibly powerful time to be in. And we do make our biggest advancements in spiritual growth actually through quite mundane experiences. Very often very painful, difficult, challenging experiences, but they are the ones that teach us the most on a soul level. So that could be something that you've gone through or are going through at the moment. We've got 2 trees here. I find that interesting that we've got the trees kind of flanking the reading here, either side, bringing in some stability, bringing in some support, I feel, from the spirit realms. It does feel like there's a lot of support here for you. And it does feel very sacred as well, because they're almost like pillars of a temple being built here. So it's almost as if you are building your sacred temple right now. You are creating your spiritual practice or learning more about your spiritual practice, deepening your connection to the world. And I do want to take you to the sea, to the ocean with this, because we are in a mermaid reading. And the elementals of the sea, the mermaids, they will help and assist you. And the element of water will be here to assist you as well. If you can't get to the sea, you can get to a river, and rivers and streams are always connected to the sea because the water will always find its way back there. I think that will be very helpful for your spiritual quests right now. For divination, you might want to try scrying in a bowl of water. That's quite fun. That's one way to do it. You don't have to. It's not the easiest way. It's a way to do it. Or if you can get to a body of water, I think that will be very calming, very healing for you at the moment, whether it's the ocean, a sea, a lake, a river, a stream, or even a pond, if that's the best you can do. Try and make it a natural body of water if you can, but just the movement and the sound of the water will be extremely healing for you at this time. So there's a lot of love and support coming through from the from all of the elemental realms, from the mermaids, from your spirit guides, from all of your spirit teams working with you there. So I want to say give thanks for the help, because it is coming through, even if you don't see it yet, even if you don't feel it yet, even if things are really, really difficult right now, or even if they're easy right now. They might not be difficult. You might have already gone through the challenges, or they might be yet to come. But there is a lot of support here for you, Pile 1. And remember, it is all about designing your life, redesigning your divine blueprint. So we're going to finish there, Pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me. If you feel drawn to another pile, please do feel free to watch that one as well. You can watch 2 or 3 if you want to. Some people watch all of them. That's not what I recommend, but if you're drawn to all of them, why not? There will be wisdom in all of them for everybody. So thank you for joining me. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Take a moment to like, maybe leave a comment if there's something you would like to share with us. I do really love to read all of your comments. Thank you so much for all of your donations as well, for everybody who has donated to me. And I will see you all in the next reading. Take very good care of yourself. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. This is the shell that you chose. And first of all, I actually want to bring in the energy of Goddess Aphrodite here, because this is very, very similar to the shell that she is normally pictured with in any imagery of the birth of Aphrodite, the birth of Venus. Here she is. This is actually from Aphrodite's island from Cyprus. And you see this beautiful shell that she is depicted as being born out of the ocean, out of the foam of the water, and appearing in. So let's pop her to one side. So I do feel there's a connection to the goddess of love coming in for you here. She is a goddess of love, of peace, harmony, and I feel like she wants to bring those gifts to you, and she wants to work with you as well. And she is very strongly connected to the mermaids as well, of course, having been born from the sea. So let's take a look at your mermaid cards today. We have letting go. We have go with the flow and mystery. Oh, this is a very, very spiritual energy coming through for you, Pile 2, at the moment. It does feel like it's very much about life's mysteries at the moment. You may really be divinely guided right now. You may literally be following your spiritual nose and not exactly know what's happening, but it feels like you are on the right path regardless of what's happening right now. So it feels like it is a way of it's a time of letting go of an old way of life, I want to say, an old you. And there is a connection to Pile 1 here, because there are some similarities, but it is different. The energy is different here at Pile 2, but if you feel drawn to watch Pile 1 as well, then please do so. But this is quite a magical energy coming through here. It does feel like you may be going through some quite big spiritual experiences at the moment, or you may be working consciously on developing your psychic abilities, your mediumistic abilities, your healing abilities. You might be working with Reiki, Karuna Ki, or some holistic healing modality to help people, or some energy healing, spiritual healing here, because it does feel very much like you're in this very beautiful mystical energy coming through here. And it's a very special and magical place to be. And I do want to say, just kind of go with it, enjoy it. It may be interesting things coming through your dreams right now. It could be, signs coming to you, your senses waking up, and your intuition literally seeing things, knowing things, hearing things, smelling things. There are all these different ways that we can perceive things that are beyond the realm of our normal 5 senses, or what we would call our lower 5 senses. I also feel that there may be some things that are dropping away from you at the moment. It may be people leaving your life. It may be romantic partners who are kind of stepping away from you or just disappearing into the background. It may be a job that you're having to leave or is ending. Lots of things ending at the moment, but I want to say just let them go. They don't matter. It feels very strongly that the universe has a plan for you and is very much taking you in a new direction. But you won't know necessarily exactly what that's going to look like yet. And it could be that you have actively been working on manifesting a new life, a new beautiful dream life. And there is a very beautiful sensual energy coming through here as well. And of course we are at number 2, which is emotions, which can be quite a sensual energy. And we do have the goddess Aphrodite here as well. But there's something very beautiful, I want to say, connected to the divine feminine. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female, but it is connected to the divine feminine energy. And that is very strong in you at the moment. It feels like that is leading you on your path right now, which is quite exciting, really, really quite nice. So let's bring in some more cards. We have Be Without Malice, yes. And A New Day Dawns. Well, there we go. So we've got number 4, Be Without Malice. So let it go. I'm not going to sing, don't worry. I don't know that song anyway. I heard it for the first time the other day. I didn't know it. I've never watched Frozen. But there's a lot to let go. And I want to say let the past go. And they keep putting words in my mouth a little bit wrong at the moment, so I apologise. I'm stumbling a little bit over my words as I'm trying to channel the messages for you. But I'm drawn to the song Don't Look Back in Anger. Was that Oasis? But I want to say, oh, interesting, Water, Oasis. Don't Look Back in Anger. Yeah, there could be a connection to something tropical, because my eyes just fell on a palm tree outside my house here, and there's a cat walking across the roof. Oh, he must be okay. Right, is that my cat? No, that's the other cat that looks just like him. It's not Bedford. We're all right. Sorry, I get a little bit distracted. I worry about him bothering the neighbours. So, the cat is not bothering the neighbours. We're good. Don't look back in anger. Try and see the past for what it is. See the lessons that you learned from it. It doesn't mean that you have to let anyone back in, because I do feel with this number 4, you do need some strong boundaries right now. It is very important to have healthy boundaries, to have a strong, independent attitude, but soft, gentle. It's a soft, gentle energy, but it doesn't take any crap either. It doesn't let people walk all over it. So that's how I want, that's the energy I want to bring through for you. And do remember, this is a group reading, so take the elements of this reading that make sense for you, that resonate for you, and leave the bits that don't. So, A New Day Dawns. Yes, it does feel like there's this new beginning coming for you. And it is quite mysterious, like we don't exactly know what it's going to look like yet, and that's what I was saying. But it's very beautiful. It comes in with a very warm energy. It comes in with a very protective dragon energy here, and we have this beautiful light. And it is light. It's almost like starlight light, and we can see the stars in the background here. It's not fire. It's a mystical light that's coming in here. So this isn't the flames of passion or excitement. This is a lot more spiritual than this. So it could be a spiritual dawning. It could be a new beginning in your spiritual life. Your whole outlook on life, I think, might be changing at this time, maybe evolving. You might be experiencing spiritual experiences. Yeah, maybe having spiritual experiences, Kundalini rising, having flashes of intuition, really interesting, strange experiences. Some people will call them spooky. I don't, because they're not spooky to me. I just know what they are. So, I wouldn't call them that, because that seems a bit disrespectful, personally. It's up to you, but everything is normal. All of the spirit world, our communication with the spirit world, it is normal and natural for us to be able to do that. We just think it's spooky because we've been taught that it's bad or evil or scary or some nonsense like that, which it absolutely isn't, and certainly doesn't have to be. But it does feel like there's a very strong new beginning coming in for you, a new light, a new hope, I want to say, a new dawn. The sun is coming up for you. It is bringing new beginnings for you. It is leaving behind difficult situations, possibly a past relationship as well. There is some anger here to be let go of. I think that will help if you can do some work on anger, on letting go of resentment, so that doesn't hold you back as you sort of float on into your beautiful future, because there is such a lot of love and positivity coming for you on the horizon. It just wouldn't be worth dragging that bag of rocks along with you, because it'll just take you longer to get there, and that would just be a waste of time. So let's bring in our Nature Speak Oracle cards. We have Holly, be a spiritual warrior. Now that's interesting. Blue Moon, rare opportunity. Oh, wow. Okay, and Orchid, sexual energy. So I want to bring in, that's not necessarily literal there. I do want to bring in the root chakra here, and we do have the red berries on the holly as well. So it does feel like there is something to do with the root chakra here, which is interesting, because that is the bottom chakra, the most grounded of all the chakras. It's not the one you expect to turn up when you're having spiritual experiences, but there is a reminder here that very often our most powerful spiritual revelations come from very grounded, very down-to-earth experiences, which can be quite painful, which can be to do with relationships. And there could be a connection here to Tantra, if that's something you're interested in, or if that's something that you practice. So Be a spiritual warrior. Yeah, it does feel like really trying to level up at the moment. It does feel like the universe is trying to help you to level up right now. And this is a rare opportunity. So this is kind of a big deal for you on a spiritual level, what's happening right now with the blue moon. This is a big deal. It could also be connected to the divine masculine and feminine coming into balance here, I want to say, because we've come in with a lot of feminine energy, but you may actually be learning to come into balance with the masculine as well. It may be putting difficult romantic relationships behind you, or learning more about the divine masculine and feminine energies so that you can embody both of them, so that you don't have to be afraid of one or let one rule you and not completely understand the other one, because generally we tend to be more one than the other, and the ideal is of course to be balanced. With the orchid, the Latin name for orchids actually is the word for testicles in Latin, so we are very much in the male masculine energy there. And the blue moon, of course, we have the moon, which is the divine feminine. So I feel there could be a balancing of masculine and feminine energies actually going on here, and that is part of your spiritual learning at this time. But with the holly, does bring in a possible connection to winter, to Christmas, but it is a spiritual warrior. I want to say about this is you learning to level up. And our most difficult spiritual battles, again, they happen on the inside, not on the outside. All right. Some of us were born on this earth knowing that we were here to take part in this huge battle or war of, for want of a better word, good versus evil. Okay, I've always known that my whole life. I just had no idea what it was going to look like or how it was going to play out. And the majority of those battles are actually fought on the inside, not on the outside at all. There are times where we have to take action on the outside, but a lot of the work that we do is very much inner work. So I feel there is some inner shadow work going on here. I feel it is about forgiveness and possibly self-forgiveness there as well, and about letting go of some aspects of the past. I feel as well there could be for some of you clearing some karma, possibly some ancestral karma, and you may be letting go of some things there right now. It might be a good time to do a tie cutting ceremony as well, to call in Archangel Michael to help with all of that. But then again, there's a lot of support coming through from the mermaid realms here for you. There is a lot of help and support. I do also want to say, make sure that you're drinking enough water at this time. I am very drawn to that. And I think that the overall message here, very much for you, pile 2, is to try and go with the flow. Okay, don't try and force anything at this time. Don't dig your heels in and try and stop things from happening. Try and control things too much. Go with the flow. Deal with the lessons as the universe presents them to you, and I think you're going to have this beautiful new beginning just over the horizon. So thank you so much for joining me today, pile 2. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please do leave a like on this video if you enjoyed your reading, and please do comment if there's something you'd like to share with us. I do love to read all of your comments. It always makes my day. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you very soon. Take very good care of yourself, and remember to go with the flow. Hello pile 3, welcome to your reading. I do want to say there may be a connection for you with pile 1, because when I started doing pile 1, for some reason I launched in with hello pile 3, which was very interesting. This was the shell that you chose. It's actually very pretty. I find shells like this are normally prettier when they're still wet from the seawater. This one's dried, obviously, but you can see it's seen better days. It's got a little bit of a hole down there, but it's still hanging on in there. So let's take a look at your cards. Your mermaid cards. We have innocence, positivity, lovely, and decisions. Yeah, okay. I do want to talk about the shell though. I do feel there could be some past wounding here. It feels like a big chunk was knocked off you, and that could be in a relationship, or it could be just energetically. There is some fragmented energy that really needs to come back in for you so that you can feel whole. So it might be something to pray on or to meditate on, just to bring back in any fragmented pieces of your soul, of your energy. So very beautiful energy coming in for you, pile 3. I have to say, this is gorgeous. Really quite different to the previous 2 piles as well, although there could be a connection. I always say this is a group reading, so take what makes sense for you, leave what doesn't, and if you are drawn to more than one reading, you can of course watch them. Very loving, kind of unconditional love energy coming through here. This is beautiful. Wow, absolutely gorgeous energy. had me a little bit speechless for a moment there. I want to say abundant energy coming in for you here with these fish that kind of remind me of koi carp. Yeah, and with this lady's face, I kind of want to go to Asia a little bit as well. There's a very beautiful, abundant energy coming through from this gorgeous mermaid here. Very beautiful. And if you look at the other two, they seem to have their eyes closed. It's a very restful energy at the moment. It does feel like there is a lot to be joyful for in your life, or if there isn't just yet, there will be very soon. Joyful gifts, rest, I think will be possible for you. And I don't think things will be too difficult either, which is really nice to see. I think you can take things at face value. I feel you may be somebody who really does take things at face value. I feel like you're quite empathic as well, because with the physical eyes closed, very often it could be that we're working from the third eye, working more from the intuition in our life, and that is going to set you in good stead. I do feel that is an important aspect of your personality, actually making your decisions from intuition more than from the conscious mind, and I think that is a great advantage to you, because there's so much abundance around you. All of these sort of orange golden fish are just jumping out at me at the moment. And I do want to talk very much about money and influx of money. So this could be a new job opportunity, it could be a windfall, an inheritance, or just some extra pennies coming in for some reason, some extra gratitude coming in for you. And I do want to talk about gratitude. If you don't have a gratitude practice, that would be wonderful for you to do. But I do feel already that you're somebody that it really is grateful for everything that you get, that you do say thanks to the universe for everything that's given to you. You already have that very beautiful, very innocent energy as well. But innocence doesn't indicate that you're a young soul or a young person necessarily. We can have a very innocent energy as we get older, as we get wiser and more spiritually evolved as well. And that's what I feel for you. I feel you're actually quite a spiritually evolved person. And this is why you will be able to enjoy greater levels of abundance in many ways, which isn't necessarily money, than other people. But there's this real joy that comes through with your energy, which is so beautiful. And I think lots of people probably want to spend time with you. And I do want to say, be careful that people don't drain your energy. You may need to hold your boundaries against energy vampires, because I feel like you're somebody that's very positive and nice to be around, and it can be easy to let energy vampires into our life and not realize it. And then, you know, if there's anyone in your life that you feel drained after you spend time with them, or you feel exhausted or frustrated, then you might want to back away from them, because they won't be doing you any good. Okay, they could be energetically draining you, and that's not helpful for you. And it doesn't matter if they're someone you've known for a long time, if they're a friend or a family member, you still need to back away for your own good. And it would be a good idea for you to make sure you're shielding and grounding and clearing your energy every single day as well, because there's a lot of sensitivity here, there's a lot of intuition, and we really don't want to be picking up too much psychic goop from other people. So goop's a technical term. So next we have 43, stay strong, and 48, wash away your burdens. Okay, interesting. All right, so that's come on with decisions, and stay strong is with innocence. Yeah, and this is the thing, I do want to say, don't let the world jade you, okay, because you do have this beautiful energy, and because you are such a beautiful soul, I want to say sometimes you do need to hold really strong boundaries. So I feel like boundaries are something to definitely work on here. And we have this gorgeous nature dragon stepping in to help you here with that lovely full moon in the background. So it is about illuminating, being very clear about who everyone is in your life, who your friends are and who they are not. And I can see the for some reason the brightness on my camera is kind of fluctuating a little bit at the moment. So it could be that you do need to get clear on who is your friend and who isn't. You know, get that light of the full moon, shine that spotlight on your life and see who deserves to be there and who doesn't. Okay, that seems really quite important. Wash away your burdens comes in on 48, 48, 12, 3. So we have 48, which is completion of karmic contract. It's really flashing. The brightness keeps going up and down. I don't know why. There's no logical reason for that to be happening. I'll try and turn you on another light, see if that helps a little bit. That stops it from happening, maybe. Decisions, yes. it does feel like there is something to move on from here. It does feel like one phase of your life is ending and another one may be beginning, because we have got the karmic element coming through here. But again, there's all this love around you, all this beautiful unconditional love. And I do feel that's coming from you. I feel that you are the person that was always the unconditional loving person here in all of your relationships. And I feel because of that, you have managed to remain buoyant in some way, shape or form, even when other people have drained you, even when things have been difficult in your life because of that. But it is time to let go of some of the emotional burdens that you have been carrying. Perhaps for other people, perhaps they're not even yours. And there could be tears here as well. There could be a need to have some sort of emotional release here. And I have actually just pulled the curtain and moved my lighting around to try and stop my camera from going light, dark, and it doesn't want to do it. So clearly that is part of the message here. There is some issue with balance. Balance of light and dark. So balance of different aspects of self. I feel maybe there's some shadow work to work through here. And we do all have it, even if we stay on the light side of spirituality, even if we consider ourselves light workers. I would say the true challenge for us in this lifetime is actually to integrate light and shadow, is to become integration workers. So that might be a message for you too. So let's take a look at our Nature Speak Oracle cards. We actually have 4 here. The 4 came out instead of 3. We have Ocean, Life, Death and Rebirth. Lake and Pond, Spirit is About. Meadow, Growth and Abundance. And we have Tulip, Trust in Your Efforts. Lots of water coming through. So very beautiful energy. You might be a water sign, or you may have some strong water in your big 3. So Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, in your Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or even a stellium in one of those signs. Lots of water, lots of emotion. I see you're a very emotional person, but in a very beautiful way. I think you carry it well, but I think you feel things more deeply than most people do. There's some very deep water here, and there may be some very deep water to go into to actually find out what it is that needs healing, what it is that needs looking at here. Growth and abundance, but yes, I do want to say trust in yourself, because you are growing spiritually. I think you're growing on many different levels here. And there is a reminder that you can get through whatever you are faced with, any difficulties. You are absolutely capable of doing that. In fact, I feel you're probably more capable than many other people of doing that, because you are so intuitive, because you feel everything so deeply. It really helps you to make really good decisions that on the longer term, really reap rewards if you allow yourself to listen to that intuition and to be guided by it. So very soft energy here for you again, very positive. I think even if there are difficult times at the moment, it is just about you finding balance so that you can move on, and there is some karma to be left behind here, maybe some shadow work to do, just bringing yourself into balance between light and dark. So thank you so much for joining me, pile 3. If there's another pile you feel drawn to watch, please do so. They can all work together. I will leave you there. If you could remember to subscribe to the channel for me, please. Do leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and a comment if there's something you would like to share with us. I will see you very soon. Take very, very good care of yourself. So hello pile 4, and welcome to your reading. This is the shell that you chose. We're going to pop this one over here while we look at your cards. So our mermaids today, we have contemplation, the future, and re-energize. Ooh, interesting. That's a very gentle, kind of stable energy right now, like we've reached a little bit of an impasse, maybe a standstill point, and it is time to stop and think about what it is that you actually want from the future. It doesn't feel like it's the moment to be charging forwards just yet. It feels more of a time to pause, maybe rest as well. Re-energize comes through with, I think, a need for rest, recuperation. You may be recuperating from illness. You may be trying to help yourself get well. You may be struggling with a long-term illness, for example. And remember, it will be different for everyone because this is a group reading. So take the elements that make sense for you, leave the ones that don't. But certainly there is a question about the future here, and I think the question is, what do you want, rather than what can you have, what can you get? And I want to phrase it like that, because I feel you may be worried about the future at the moment. You may be thinking, how do I get through this, you know, or if you're faced with changing jobs, you may be concerned about what is going to be available for you, whether you will be able to have the opportunities you want, maybe. And it could be to do with buying a home, it could be about your job, it could be any aspect of your life, you know, to do with relationships or anything. Got this very wise turtle coming in here that I feel may be a spirit animal for some of you. He seems to want to come in to guide this beautiful mermaid here. And there is the white, are these flowers or shells? I can't tell. They look like flowers. But this white energy around her third eye, it does seem like there's a lot of divine inspiration coming in. So there's a lot of guidance here for you. It feels like your spirit guides, your angels are really trying to communicate with you right now, really trying to show you the way if you would just pay attention. So I do want to say pay attention to the signs if you are not, because she's looking away from the turtle and he's there like, dude, I'm here. I'm right here. Can you hear me? Please do pay attention to the signs, the omens, to repeating messages that show up in your life, repeating number sequences that show up in your life as well. As I started recording this, I saw the number 33, which came through, which was the minute we started on, minute 33. 33.6 is the divine. Oh, I just saw 30, 35, 33. It's a very divine energy. 33.6 is the Christ consciousness. It is the divine energy that we are here to learn how to embody in this lifetime. It's a very beautiful energy. And do remember that numbers are neutral. They have a positive energy and a negative energy as well when they're out of balance. So don't judge a number by its number. I want to say. Numbers are neither good nor bad. They are just what they are. Okay, but I do want to say about taking care of yourself. I really do, with the stingray coming through here. Maybe you need some medical assistance. You know, maybe are you taking your medication, or are you looking after yourself properly? The rays do have a sting, which is poison, but that can also indicate medicine as well here. So I do want to talk about that. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, that you're not doing the wrong things there, that you are getting the right advice about your health and your well-being too. But I also want to say that there could be some things from your past which may be very much stinging at the moment, some very painful experiences that you may have gone through, possibly quite recently, because there is quite a concerned look on this mermaid's face. She's really looks quite concerned about the future. You know, she's gazing into her bubble, she's scrying in her bubble, but she is focused, of course, but to me she feels a little bit concerned, like she's not sure what's going to happen, and certainly she's not going with the flow. She's too busy trying to see what's coming. And I do want to say, try not to worry too much about what's coming, because you will be divinely guided if you allow yourself to be. That's what I want to say. So let's bring in some more cards here. So we have Nourish the Soul. I actually want to put this one over here because that kind of goes with that energy there. And See the Signs. Yes, that's what I was saying. Look for the signs, look for the symbols coming through for you right now. Look for the spirit animals, the birds showing up on your path, bringing you the messages from your guides, from the higher realms, you know, from the etheric realms. If you're able to spend time at the beach, you know, ask the mermaids to show you a sign. Ask the elementals to show you a sign. It's unlikely you actually see a mermaid. They don't normally appear in our reality. It's very difficult for them to do so. But there is a connection here, I think, for some of you with Atlantis. There may have been a past Atlantean lifetime, I want to say, for some of you here. But this beautiful dark energy coming in here. Very beautiful. There is a lot of hidden aspects of you, I think, here that maybe you don't know about, or maybe that you've pushed to one side that you don't want to think about. So it does talk to me of shadow healing, but it also talks to me of great spiritual power and trust in the divine, great wisdom, I think, that you brought through with you. I'm playing with my mouth again. I do feel that you brought great wisdom through from a past life, but there is also guilt that came through with that as well. So perhaps you're afraid to use your abilities, perhaps you've rejected them, perhaps you denied that they existed altogether and you just didn't want to go there. But you have this wisdom to tap into, I think, should you need it. And it would be a good time to start a meditation practice if that's not something you already do, or some sort of spiritual practice, even if that's not something you already do. If it is, that's great. Continue. We'll see if there's anything else you feel drawn to that you want to bring in at this time, or it may just be a moment to really go deeper with this beautiful cat panther type figure coming through here. But there's a lot of wisdom, I want to say, around you, a lot of guidance around you. You are safe. The future will be absolutely okay. You are absolutely safe. And I just want to bring that reassurance in here for you, because there is some concern, there is some worry about the future here for some of you. So let's bring in our Nature Speak Oracle cards now. We have Desert, Resilience and Strength, where you have plenty of that. Apple, Believe in your dreams. That's lovely. So you can have the future that you want. I want to say stop stressing. It's going to be okay. You know, the apples will appear on the tree every year. All right, without fail, the apples will appear on the tree every year. That I feel like there's not very much you actually need to do for the good things to come, for them to happen. It feels almost like they're automatically going to happen already. And we have Storm, Resolve conflicts. I feel this could be to do with inner conflicts, but for some of you it will be literally conflicts with other people. But it may be to do with your lifestyle, it may be to do with your work, or if you're not able to work, it could be to do with that and how you sustain yourself, I want to say. So there are, for some people, there are some challenges here, but I feel it's nothing that you can't resolve, but you may need to tap into some of the shadow aspects of self. So it could be that if you have past trauma, you've been avoiding conflicts and things have kind of boiled over because you haven't addressed something, because you weren't able to, or you didn't feel able to look at something, or you tried to avoid problems, and now they really do need to be dealt with. But you have the strength to do that. I just want to reassure you. You absolutely have the strength to do that. Even if you feel like a fish out of water or a mermaid in the desert, you absolutely have the strength to get through any difficulties that show themselves on your path. And I want to reassure you of that. Again, allow yourself to be divinely guided. Spirit animals in particular will be stepping in to help you. But I really feel that the future is a lot less frightening than you might feel it is at the moment. I really feel like your future is assured and everything really is going to be okay for you. And I just want to ask you, please trust, because it feels like your spirit guides and your soul really have got your back on this one. So I'm going to leave it there for you, pile 4. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that was positive for you, to give you some hope and encouragement, whatever is happening in your life right now. If you feel drawn to watch another reading from this reading, another pile, or one of my other readings, please do so, of course. Please remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Do leave a comment if there's something you would like to share with us, because I really do love to read your comments. I will see you very soon. Take very good care of yourself, and just remember how strong you are. Hello, pile 5. Welcome to your reading. This is the shell that you have chosen. This is my favourite one, actually, of all of them. Sorry, other shells. I do love you too. For some reason, I get an owl vibe off this one. I'm not sure exactly why. My mind makes a connection to an owl. So I feel there's a lot of wisdom coming through for you at the moment. So let's take a look at your cards. We have Deep Dive, or Dive Deep, sorry, should try and read it. Inner Knowing, oh, and Love. Ooh, yes, there is a lot of wisdom here. We're diving deep into our inner knowing, into our inner waters. We're bringing this deep owl energy. I actually want to bring in the energy of Goddess Athena here as well for you. I'm very guided to bring her energy in as a very deep, loving, wise energy, wise woman energy coming through here. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female, it's the wise divine feminine coming through for you right now. Extremely intuitive, maybe the darker hidden aspects of the feminine as well. Maybe I think we're tapping into possibly like Lilith, Hecate energy here as well, but the gentlest, softest aspects of those goddesses. They don't have to be unkind or harsh in any way, shape or form just because they're incredibly powerful and very dark. So wow, I feel like you may be a real spiritual seeker. You may be studying higher magics or the occult or some really hidden knowledge at the moment, and that is all coming through for you if you want it. And remember, this is a group reading, so take the elements that make sense for you, leave the ones that don't. And you can of course watch another one as well if you feel drawn to piles 1 to 4. So, but there's such this beautiful, loving energy, and it's almost like you're in love with knowledge and the knowledge is in love with you. It is. It feels like you're somebody that loves to learn, loves to read maybe, you know, however you learn. It might be that you prefer to listen to things rather than read, or look at pictures, or, you know, that's how you take the information in, or to do with your hands. We are all different, but I am very drawn to bringing hidden information to light That's what I want to say. I have the spirit animal of the sea slug coming through here as well, which is just coming into my mind. That's a card that I have in a Hawaiian oracle deck that I use sometimes, the little sea slug. And he is about bringing the knowledge from the bottom of the sea up to the surface, and finding that beautiful light as well. So it could also be that even with all of your spiritual seeking and knowledge, you may have felt quite dark recently. You may have been struggling with depression or anxiety or low mood, mental health. Some of you may well have been feeling very low at the moment, but it does feel like things are going to come back up to the surface for you. One way or another, things are going to rise back up to the surface. If there are things that have been hidden from you that you've been trying to find out, that information will rise up to the surface. Everything will be shown to you, I feel. So there is nothing to fear here. But wow, this would be a really good time for you to actually start some spiritual study, or start some sort of course, or learning, maybe learning a new healing modality, learning about various different energies in the universe. That seems very ideal for you right now. And there is this beautiful loving energy. So it could be that there is a partner or a love interest as well who is interested in that sort of thing, that's kind of coming into your life right now, but they're coming in very gently. And it feels like they may be interested in you, but they don't want to say anything yet. So that could be, for some of you out there, that could be what's happening here. But there's this beautiful connection. For some of you, it's literally a soulmate connection, I'm just feeling, coming in there, which is quite exciting. So let's look at our next cards. We have 19, Know You Belong. Oh, yes. Our Batcat. Batcat dragon. And 35, Seek the Lesson. Wow. Now, if this isn't about spiritual lessons and finding your tribe, I don't know what is. Wow, yes, finding your spiritual tribe right now, finding your soul group. And this could be literally a soulmate coming in, or somebody that you are already aware of, kind of in your friendship group, in your entourage, in your consciousness, and realizing that they are actually a soulmate of yours, because there's a very, very beautiful loving energy coming in here for you. It might be something that you want to investigate or take further with them. But knowing that you belong, that's beautiful. On 1910-1, it does feel like a revolution right now is going on within you, a revolution of the soul, but a revolution of love as well. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean romantic love. I want to talk about the higher aspects of love, of compassion. Ultimately, love is the only force in the universe that exists. It's the only thing that is real, the only thing that really exists in the world. And I think that may be one of your life lessons at the moment, learning that love is eternal, that is all that exists. And the people who are meant to be in our life will just show up, and they may already be there. As well. This is very sensual energy coming in here. So, wow, yes, know you belong. You will find the people who are interested in the same things as you, the spiritual teachers, the spiritual guides, the spiritual partners as well, I feel, for some of you. There is a message of reassurance as well. Some of you may feel as though you don't belong in this world. You might identify as star seeds, or ancient souls. I think some of you are very ancient souls. Look at this dark energy here. But you have incarnated here for a reason. You've not come here by accident right now. You're absolutely here for a reason. You do have some important transformation to bring to the world, some teaching to bring to the world. And it will come with a personal transformation too. It does feel as though there are some lessons from your recent past, some things that you've stepped away from, moving away from, where you've seen that actually the world is not what you thought it was, perhaps, or maybe it is what you thought it was, but you just hadn't seen proof of that. Maybe you were waiting for the evidence that, oh yes, I always said the world was like this and no one believed me. Everyone thought I was insane, or crazy, or woo-woo. I hate that word. It's so disrespectful. But you endured regardless. Look at how the third eye on this beautiful wolf is lit up. Beautifully lit up there. You might actually be drawn to my wolf reading, the animal spirit reading as well. It's the one that has a wolf on the front, so look out for that one if it resonates. But there is this beautiful endurance, there is this beautiful understanding of the eternity of life, I feel, within you, and that may be something you're experiencing. You may be having some very spiritual experiences, you may be having what might be called experiences of enlightenment, kundalini rising, that kind of thing happening at the moment, but it feels glorious. I love this energy. It's absolutely glorious, absolutely divine energy to be in. So let's bring in the Nature Speak Oracle cards. We have Winter, be still and go within. Well, yes, definitely meditate right now. Hot spring, return to the sacred. Yes. And oak, be strong but gentle. We have to remember with great power comes great responsibility as well. So if you are studying the magics or the energies of the universe, remember the huge responsibility, the burden that falls on your shoulders once you learn how to work with them, once you understand how this dimension, this 3D dimension actually works. Beautiful reminder here to remember to I wanted to say resonate then. I actually meant to say meditate, but the word resonate wanted to come out. Remember to resonate. Remember to resonate with your surroundings. That's beautiful. Yeah. Connect with the energy of your surroundings when you go into nature. Meditate, but resonate your energy out to the universe. Call in your soulmates, call in your soul family right now. There's a very beautiful sacred energy, like I said, return to the sacred. It's all coming back in for you right now. All of this past information, this past wisdom, past spiritual knowledge that you had from past lives, it feels like it's all coming back in bit by bit here, bit there, showing up, books showing up, information showing up, just a meme showing up, giving you a little nugget of information and reminding you some aspects, some greater aspects of much bigger truths about the universe. So very beautiful energy around you right now. So I do want to say enjoy, however it looks for you. Enjoy this powerful, beautiful spiritual time in your life, even if things aren't perfect for you right now. Very often they aren't when we're having these experiences. I've had these kind of exact experiences when things were going very wrong in my life, and it almost feels like a dichotomy. But very often the Kundalini rising does happen at a very stressful point in life, and then suddenly, poof, everything seems fine, beautiful, perfect, and we can see everything kind of in technicolor, and everything makes absolute sense. Well, that's what it felt like to me anyway. You can let me know what your spiritual experiences have been like in the comments below. So I will leave you there, pile 5. Beautiful, beautiful soul, beautiful energy. I'm sending you so much love. Please do remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel if that resonates for you. I will see you very soon, and you take very good care of yourself. Bye bye.